Okay. Okay. Hey guys. Maybe I'll move you guys down a little bit. There we go. Hi, Heather. There we go. That's a bit better. Oh, hey, Glenda. All the way from New Brunswick. That's exciting. All right, so we'll give everybody a couple minutes to pop on. Okay. All right. Well, we got a couple people on. So why don't we start? So this month's theme was wood. And, oh, well, I have to say hi to Sherry. Hi, Sherry. So this month's theme was wood. And what I chose to use this time was these Hero Arts Infinity dies. So this set comes with, I'll just kind of put them all back together here. So you get 5 dies in the set. So these, they fully cut. It's not an embossing part to it. It actually all does cut. Because sometimes, you know, some of the dies you get and it just sort of embosses and then cuts it out fully. But these fully cut to a certain extent. So I will show you. I don't know if I have a full set cut out because I was using a bunch of them already. So the biggest one, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the center. So number 1, and I have a ruler here. So the widest one measures, we're looking at about 4.5 by about 5.5, approximately. And then the next one, we are looking at about 3.5 by about 4 3/8. So just slightly smaller. And third one. Okay, so I'm just going to sort of give you guys the sizes. About 2.5 by just slightly less than 3.5. And then this one here is about 1 5/8 by about 2.5. Now I didn't cut out the smallest one because I was just looking to use it for an actual frame set. All right. Sorry, I'm just checking comments as well as we go. So you'll see I've obviously used some wood grain paper to cut out the frames. I also really liked on the gold. So this is, oh my god, I can't remember the paper. It's like a thicker cardstock. I did find the thicker the paper, the better, and the nicer it cut out. These are great. I'm not saying anything against this because this is the Color Vibe by Simple Stories. So I got really excited with the wood grain theme, and I picked this up. But I did like the thicker paper better because I found that it gave you, if you're actually using it as a frame, a little bit more sturdy background or a sturdier cut. If you're layering it flat, then it doesn't really matter whether the paper is thinner or not. Okay, so yes, I you know what, I've fallen in love with these. So to be quite honest, I'm going to look at them, and I'm probably going to end up playing with this even more this weekend. So I'll show you what I have done. So we have a couple lines of paper that Sherry can get. I know for sure one's in stock, but I did check with Sherry and she can order more in. So I used Cartabella, the Sunflower Market, as well as the Cartabella Gather at Home. So I use the Mega Pads mainly because it's got some cardstock in there, so solids as well as patterns, as well as some like words and stuff like that. So with the Gather at Home, I wanted to go more girly, basically. So what I did is I made this. So I used the gold frame, and then I used some pink fresh flowers that I had cut out, so you guys will see I have some more over here. I did a couple of different colors, mainly to match the paper, which I'll end up making more of this because I really fell in love with it. I used some of the pink fresh jewels. I think they're called jewels. Hold on one second. Metallic pearls. This is sparkling champagne. So these are the ones I used here because it had sort of a goldy finish. And then I layered some flowers. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I did pop dot it to give it some layering. And then I used one of the words from the kit or the paper pack to add the sentiment. So super easy. Honestly, I love the frame. I think it stands out and it's stunning once it's all said and done. Okay, and that was with the Gather at Home. And that was with the second die, I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, so this is die number 2. So the second one in that I used, this one here. Okay, and that's on a regular A2 card. Okay, so with the Sunflower Market, I wanted to do more of a kind of a cottagey, rustic look. So what I did is I used, in addition to the paper pack, I also used the color vibe, and I went with a more darker wood. And then this is sort of what I came up with for that. So this is actually from one of the cards in the paper pack, and I just cut it out. This is the bottom of it. It's actually a card, like a 3x4, I think. Hold on one second, I'll find it and I will show it to you guys. There we go. So I cut out the milk jug, and then I cut out the sentiment, and I just added it with some of the background paper. I cut out the oval wood grain frame, backed it on red, cut it out again with some scissors. Added some enamel dots, pop dotted it, and it was done. So it also gives it some nice texture too, which is kind of cool. Okay, third card was some older paper I had that Sherry had given to me with a stamp from one of our Color With Me's. And so again, I just used the pink fresh pearls, some of that gold paper that I had left over, because I have little, I try and keep and use all my scraps as much as possible. And then what I did is I flipped the wood grain oval on its side, and again, this is the thicker cardstock I used, and I used that to frame my image, and I think it really makes it pop with the black. I thought it was really cool. Now, I also did a bigger one, used the largest frame, and what I'm going to end up doing is putting this on the layout, although I don't have it ready yet, but that is what I did with this one. So I did like a nighttime scene, and then I did like a daytime scene, and I really wanted that wood to sort of stand out. So my dad likes to fish, so I'm going to put a couple pictures of him on the layout with this as sort of off-centered, but as the statement piece. So I thought that was kind of cool. And it's nice too because not only can you use these dies, on cards, they're big enough that you can frame photos or sayings or some handwritten pieces on layouts as well. So what I wanted to do with you guys tonight is do a quick layout because I wanted to use the big gold one. I'm just gonna move everything off to the side. And funny enough, I have some Vicky paper, which was my theme last month. Now, my scrapbook is 8.5 by 11. However, you can easily do this on a 12 by 12. So I took some of her foundation paper, which already has some like faux watercolor ink on it. And I'm going to cut that down to 8.5 by 11. But I want this to be my focal point. So I'm going to... Sorry, I'm just checking where that would be. So I am trimming off at 8.5. Oh, did it the wrong way. And I'm gonna cut that at 11. Okay. So there is my base piece for my layout. And great. So I wanted this completely off to the side. I want to use the gold frame. And I grabbed some pictures because, you know, actually, I'm going to need to trim these down just a little bit. Now, there's a couple of options you can do with this. Is you can use it to actually have the pictures and frame them, cut them out if you have them big enough. Or we can just sort of play with it as I'm going to put this here, and I think I'm going to put that there, and this down here, and I might actually use them like rings. Actually, I'm going to cut that one down. On the fly scrapbooking. Awesome. Actually, maybe I'm going to do that one square. Okay. Just trying to sort of figure out the layout I want. Okay. Now, this line has... So this is the Color Rush layout line. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a title that would work. The bag of goodies that I have here. So... my dad was super impressed with himself, only because all three of us girls were out of the house, and he got to hold my dog, who doesn't like people. So he was super happy that he got to do that. So hence we're documenting that moment, because she's only let him pet him twice. She's only let him pet, yeah, let him pet him twice. I won't say how many times she snapped at him, but you know. Yes, so what Sherry said is that you can spotlight the photos using the frames, but you don't have to fill the frame, which I think is the most important thing, or at least what I like to do, is use it as sort of a base to what you're working with or what you're doing. Because I think that it just makes it fun, like rather than having all of those solid photos like we used to do way back in the day, or cut out the photos to be the shape that we want them. I like square photos or the normal size photos, so that's what I have fun with. Okay, I think that's it on that one that I want. Why not go crazy? I'm completely eclectic when it comes to this kind of stuff, so I have fun with it. Ooh, there's a yellow one. Ooh, I like that. What do you guys think? Do you guys like that? Ah, that's the other one I was looking for. Hello. Now, I wonder if I have a sticker instead. Alright, so I'm going to move that up so you guys can see it a little bit better. So, like, there's all these kinds of fun stickers, too, from the set. And again, you know, I love the fact that it's also got the gold in it to keep with the whole gold theme here. Actually, I think... I think I'm going to use that sticker. Okay. So we're going to attempt to glue this all down. I'll know how much of a disaster I am when it comes to putting things back. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to glue this down. Oh, you know what? Where's my liquid glue? There you go. Alright. See, and this is why you don't do that. Oh, that is super liquidy. Okay. That's what that is for. We'll just get the grand baby out. gonna pop this out of the way. And this, and this, and this. And I'm gonna put this down. Glad you guys are enjoying this layout. I think these oval, they really do make such a nice statement. Okay, now, other daddy picture. Crisscross these at the top. Okay, I'm actually gonna pop dot this. I can remember where I threw my pop dots. There we go. Okay, and then there was a cute little sticker I wanted to use. There we go. Okay. Now, obviously, we can add more or less, or like there's all kinds of stuff you can get in this line. But that's at least where I'm going to end this layout. Oh, bugger. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I just dropped everything all over the floor. Okay. Okay, so do you guys have any questions about the product? So this is the layout we just did, and again, we used the Infinity dies by Hero Arts. And the idea was to use them like wood. Actually, you know what? I will show you one more thing, which I think is really cool. Do I have a white cardstock? I have a card here somewhere. Yes, I do. Okay. So I can show you two different techniques. So I'm going to throw one on here. And I have purple tape here somewhere. So this is just cutting it out on white. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to take this one here. What is the background paper? It is a foundations paper by, oh my gosh, Vicky Boutin. I don't know what the foundation paper is called, but they're her pre-made ones. All right. All right, so actually, you know what? I'm going to use a darker colored one. So I'm going to use Walnut Stain. And I'm just going to lightly rub it against the die, being careful not to get my fingers on the die once I've done this. Okay. Now, when I put this down, I can't really jiggle it, so it's got to go down, straight down, and then I'm taping it right away. Flat surface. Tape it really well. And then I'm going to run that through my cutter, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay. So the reason I wanted to show you this, and let me just move my layout out of the way so I don't ruin it. Super cute. Okay, so this is the plain white one. So I'm just gonna pop that out. Okay, so there is just the white. So if you wanted, you could ink it to whatever color you want. And there you go. So you can ink it. Obviously, you'd be more sort of uniform if you wanted. But then the other one, which is the one that we put the ink on the die before we cut it, I will show you what this one looks like. I think it was Sherry that actually showed me this one, and I thought it was pretty cool. Okay, so I'm just going to kick that middle piece out, and then I'm going to very carefully pull my frame out. And then it gives it a completely different look, which is kind of cool, because it inks the whole insides of the lines. So it makes it really stand out. And then you could ink in a lighter color if you wanted. Now, I would let it dry and not play with it too much, because you don't want that ink to start to move. Okay. Ooh, I didn't know she was coming out with a new line, so that's exciting. All right, so those were all of the things I wanted to show you guys with this cool die. Yeah, so I hope you guys had fun. I'll show you again what I've made. So there's this one here. There's this one here. And then this cool layout, the bigger ones. So you don't just have to use it as a frame. You can use it for accents, all kinds of different things. I'll probably end up putting something here because I didn't mean to leave so much space up here. But there's the breaks. Especially when you do it on the fly. Alright, well, I hope you guys had fun. And don't forget to tune in next week where we have another wood-themed learning live. It's on Tuesday at 8. And I hope this did give you some inspiration about how to use your dies to get the most out of them. Alright, we will see you guys next month. Bye.